Let me start with something most people are not ready to hear. You are not losing because you are weak. You are not losing because you are untalented. And you are not losing because the world is unfair. You are losing because the rules of competition have already changed, and you are still playing the old game. For a very long time, progress followed predictable patterns. If you worked harder, you moved forward. If you learned faster, you gained advantage. But that logic no longer governs reality. Today, effort alone is not enough. Talent alone is not enough. Because you are no longer competing against humans. You are competing against humans who have merged their thinking with artificial intelligence. And that difference is not incremental. It is exponential. Most people still believe the world is competitive in the way it used to be. They imagine two people starting at the same point. Same education, same opportunity. Because in the current system, two people can start at the same place and end up in completely different realities within a year. Not because one worked harder, but because one multiplied themselves. AI removes bottlenecks. It removes time limitations, cognitive fatigue, trial and error costs, information scarcity. A human without AI is limited by biology. A human with AI is limited only by decision-making. And modern systems reward speed of iteration more than depth of thought. Now growth is nonlinear. A single person using AI can test 50 ideas in the time another tests 5. Learn entire domains in weeks instead of years. Think of AI not as a tool, but as a silent partner. A partner who never sleeps, never forgets, never gets tired, never stops learning. The market does not care what you could do. It cares what you deliver, faster, cheaper, more consistently. A person producing twice as much value with half the effort will always win. In the new world, value comes from speed of learning, speed of execution, speed of adaptation. AI compresses the learning curve. But waiting is not neutral. While you wait, others compound. They build systems. They automate thinking. By the time you decide to start, you are no longer catching up. You are chasing. The most dangerous belief right now is this: AI is optional. That belief existed before computers, internet, smartphones. At first, those were advantages. Then they became invisible requirements. Because from this moment forward, there are only two categories: humans who use AI to multiply themselves and humans who compete against that multiplication. One group accelerates. The other slowly disappears without realizing why. In the previous part, I explained how competition has changed. Now we need to talk about something more uncomfortable. Why the thing humans were always told to rely on, hard work, is becoming less powerful every year. This is not because hard work stopped mattering. For generations, people were taught a simple formula: work hard, be consistent, improve slowly, and eventually, success will follow. But the world no longer rewards effort in isolation. It rewards efficient output. Let me show you the difference. A person without AI thinks, then executes, researches manually, repeats tasks by hand. A person with AI thinks once, executes many times. Both may work equally hard, but one produces exponentially more value, not because they care more, because they removed friction. Here is the part most people don't notice. The system does not measure effort. It measures results, speed, scalability. Modern systems, companies, platforms, algorithms are not moral. They do not reward fairness. They reward efficiency. AI collapses the cost of thinking. It turns hours into minutes, drafts into final versions, guessing into testing. Many people feel something is wrong, but misdiagnose it. They work harder than ever, yet results feel smaller. This creates burnout, frustration. Eventually, the system stops offering opportunities to the slower group, not because they are bad, but because they are inefficient. It feels unfair because effort and reward are no longer directly linked. Two people can work equally hard. One advances quickly, the other stalls. Knowledge used to be power. Now knowledge is abundant. What matters is how fast you apply it, how well you integrate tools. The most valuable people now are not experts in one thing. They are operators, people who combine tools, design workflows, make fast decisions. Refusing leverage does not preserve fairness. It simply reduces competitiveness. The most dangerous part of this shift is how gradual it is. You do not fail. You fade. Your influence shrinks. Your opportunities narrow. Your relevance declines quietly. The most important skill today is not intelligence. It is adaptability. AI is not the final tool. It is the first of many accelerators. So ask yourself this, honestly. Are you working hard, or are you working leveraged? The future does not belong to those who work the hardest. It belongs to those who compound the fastest. By now, you may be wondering something important. If effort is no longer the deciding factor, then who exactly is deciding who wins? The answer is simple and deeply uncomfortable. You are no longer evaluated primarily by humans. You are evaluated by systems. For most of history, success required persuasion. Humans judged humans. That meant context mattered. That layer is disappearing. Today, most decisions are filtered before a human ever sees them. The first gatekeeper is code. Algorithms decide what gets seen. From the outside, outcomes feel inconsistent. People assume luck or timing. But what is really happening is optimization. Algorithms reward signals. Systems optimize for speed, consistency, engagement, scalability. They favor frequent output and predictable performance. You are being ranked continuously against others. Response time, output frequency. You are not evaluated once. You are evaluated constantly. You rarely see who outranks you, because competition no longer happens face-to-face. It happens silently, inside systems. Someone else adapted better. Once the system favors someone, a loop begins. More visibility, more feedback, faster improvement. Meanwhile, those outside the loop receive less exposure. Why talent is no longer enough? In the current system, being good is not enough. Being visible is required. Being optimized is essential. In biology, environments create selection pressure. In modern society, systems do the same. They favor those who learn quickly and adapt continuously. Many people sense a loss of agency. They feel replaceable, ignored, invisible. This is not paranoia. It is misalignment. AI helps you align with systems faster. It translates intent into output, thought into action. This alignment increases compatibility with algorithms. Staying manual in an automated world is not noble. It is risky. Manual effort slows iteration and reduces feedback. Systems do not slow down. What you are witnessing is not collapse. It is sorting. People are being sorted based on adaptability and leverage. This happens quietly. Structural shifts rarely feel dramatic. They feel normal until they are irreversible. Because change is gradual, many assume stability. Systems do not ask, "How hard did you work?" They ask, "How efficiently can you produce value?" AI is the most powerful answer to that question. The criteria have already shifted. The system has moved on. The only question is whether you will. By now, one thing should be clear. This is not a trend. This is a permanent structural shift in how value is created. And every structural shift eventually creates a dividing line. From this point forward, society will slowly separate into two broad groups. The first group will consist of people who learned how to think with machines. The second group will consist of people who continued to think despite machines. The adapted group will not necessarily be smarter. What separates them is simple. They learned how to offload cognition. They use AI to explore ideas faster and reduce friction. The second group will not be incompetent. They will be skilled and hardworking, but they will rely primarily on manual thinking and personal endurance. They will do everything right, just slower. This divide will feel cruel because it violates old assumptions. People were taught, if you try hard enough, you'll succeed. But systems operate on efficiency, and efficiency compounds. A small advantage today becomes an unbridgeable gap in 10 years. AI accelerates compounding, not gradually, relentlessly. Many people will internalize failure that is not personal. They will feel behind, inadequate, confused. This is not a confidence problem. It is a leverage problem. Now, keeping up means updating how you think, how you work, how you learn. AI changes the process. Those who don't fall behind, quietly. Some expect regulation or cultural resistance. But efficiency always wins. Systems that refuse AI become uncompetitive. History is consistent on this point. It may feel like you have a choice. You do not. You can choose how to adapt. You cannot choose whether the system adapts. The environment has already changed. Adaptation means delegating routine cognition and using AI as an extension of thought. AI is not the decision maker. It is the amplifier. The people who thrive will focus on judgment and strategy. Those who struggle will insist on doing everything manually out of identity. This future will not be dramatic. No mass panic. Most people will live normal lives. They will just experience slower growth and fewer opportunities. They will not know why. AI is not replacing humans. It is filtering them based on adaptability and leverage. This filter is already active. So here is the only question that matters now. Will you compete amplified or unassisted? Because you are already competing. You are not too late. But the window is not infinite. It will reward those who integrate and quietly bypass those who don't. Not out of malice, out of optimization.